Two boys, aged 12 and 9, locked in the Tower of London, sons of a dead king, heirs to the throne of England. One day, they are seen playing in the Tower courtyard. The next, they are gone. No announcement, no explanation, no bodies, just silence. Their uncle, Richard, has himself crowned king within weeks. For 500 years, historians have asked the same question. Did Richard III murder his own nephews to steal the crown? Or did someone else make them disappear? This is the mystery of the princes in the Tower. In 1483, King Edward IV died suddenly. He left behind two sons, Edward, aged 12, and Richard, aged 9. The older boy was supposed to become King Edward V, but he was too young to rule alone. His uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, was named Lord Protector. Richard's job was to guide the young king until he came of age. Instead, Richard did something else. He declared that Edward IV's marriage had been invalid. That made the princes illegitimate, bastards with no claim to the throne. Within weeks, Richard had himself crowned King Richard III. The princes were moved to the Tower of London, officially for their protection. In reality, they were prisoners. At first, the princes were seen regularly. Servants brought them food. Visitors saw them playing in the gardens. But over the summer of 1483, sightings became rarer. By autumn, no one saw them at all. Rumours spread, whispers in the streets. The boys are dead. The king killed them. Richard never addressed the rumours, never produced the boys, never explained their absence. In 1674, nearly 200 years later, workers demolishing a staircase in the Tower of London found something. A wooden box. Inside were two small skeletons, the bones of two children, roughly the right ages. King Charles II had them examined and declared them the lost princes. They were buried in Westminster Abbey. In 1933, the bones were examined again. The conclusion was uncertain. They could be the princes. Or they could be unrelated children who died centuries earlier. Modern requests to DNA test the bones have been denied by the church. So who killed them? Suspect number 1 is Richard III. Motive is clear. As long as the boys lived, his claim to the throne was weak. Rebellions could rally around them. Executions would make him look like a tyrant. But if they simply disappeared, he could deny involvement. In 5002, a man named James Tyrrell allegedly confessed to murdering the boys on Richard's orders. He said he and accomplices smothered them in their sleep. But Tyrrell's confession was obtained under torture by the next king, Henry VII. Which brings us to suspect number 2. Henry VII. He defeated Richard in battle and took the throne in 1485. But the princes, if alive, had a better claim than Henry. If Henry found them alive in the Tower after defeating Richard, he had every reason to quietly eliminate them, and he had every reason to blame Richard. Suspect number 3 is the Duke of Buckingham, Richard's closest ally, who later rebelled against him. Some historians believe Buckingham killed the boys without Richard's knowledge to solidify his own power. We will never know for certain what happened. The bones in Westminster Abbey may hold the answer, but the church refuses to allow DNA testing. Richard III's supporters insist he was framed by Tudor propaganda. His detractors say the evidence is overwhelming. Either way, 2 children vanished. And the man who benefited most from their disappearance became king. Shakespeare immortalized Richard as a villain in his play Richard III, hunchbacked, evil, a murderer of children. Modern historians are more cautious. But the question remains, if Richard did not kill the princes, why did he never prove they were alive? And if someone else killed them, why did Richard never investigate? The princes in the Tower are buried in Westminster Abbey. Or maybe they are not. Maybe they are still in the Tower, in the walls, in the foundations, waiting to be found.